Well, it's time for another Pixel 10 Pro smartphone camera comparison. And for this one, it's taking on the Oppo Find X8 Ultra, one of the best smartphone cameras that's currently on the market. For the specs here, the Pixel 10 Pro has a 50 megapixel camera for its main sensor and two 48 megapixel sensors for the ultra wide and the 5x periscope camera on the back of the phone. And then flipping things over to the front, we have a 42 megapixel selfie camera, and all of those can capture 4K video at up to 60 FPS. As for the Oppo Find X8 Ultra, it has four 50 megapixel cameras on the back. That's right, one for the main, one for the ultra wide, and then two 50 megapixel sensors for the 3x telephoto and 6x telephoto, both of which are periscope cameras. And then on the front, there's a 32 megapixel selfie camera that can capture 4K video at 60 FPS, as can all the cameras on the back of the phone. So let's get to it and see how these two smartphones compare in everyday use.
Don't change the subject, don't you take the focus off you. Do you love me? Look in my eyes, bullshit aside, don't waste my time too. Do you know? Oh, I lost you, but at least I tried to do right by you. I fastened the news, you had to show me what this really was.
And here we go, looking at video capture from both of these devices, starting off with the ultra-wide cameras and then moving into those main sensors. Now the Oppo does have a 1-inch type sensor, so you do get better depth of field here when you are capturing objects that are closer. But then moving into 3x on the Oppo and 5x on the Pixel device. But just remember that the Oppo does have a secondary telephoto camera that's also a periscope camera. This one goes to 6x as opposed to the Pixel's 5x that you see on the left-hand side.
I'll catch you on the flip side. Karma's a bitch, I can't wait. I'll catch you on the flip side. Don't try, don't try, don't you lie. You lied, yeah. I tried, can't deny. You're broken inside. I know what you do, I know you want to. Can't talk your way out of this one, I'm holding the proof. I drink 80 proof until we get through. I might just swing through and he's there with you. What would you do?
And then moving over to the selfie cameras on these two devices. Now, the Pixel does have a slightly wider field of view, as you can see on the left-hand side. Just being able to frame yourself a little bit better, but also gives you a little bit of view of what's around me rather than just focusing in on my face. If you do want to bump it in a little bit closer, you can definitely do that. But that's also really good for framing yourself and someone else in the shot as well. As opposed to the Oppo, this is as wide as it goes. So if I wanted to capture video of someone side by side with me, it'd be hard for them to fit in. As far as the quality goes here, I do have to say the Pixel seems to have a slight advantage here with dynamic range, with the sky not being as blown out. You can see the clouds there on the Oppo device don't look quite as good as they do on the Pixel, but let me know what you think.
You threw my heart in the fire, burning my hands on the wire, callous enough to admire. I guess that you're just a liar. Enjoy the rest of your life, I'll catch you on the flip side. Karma's a bitch, I can't wait. I'll catch you on the flip side. Don't try, don't try, don't you lie. You lied, yeah. I tried, can't deny. You're broken inside. There's nothing that you can say, yeah. You want someone you could play with. You think that I would do anything you want. I got some news for you, baby. My heart ain't nothing to play with. You'll rue the day when it all comes back around. Enjoy the rest of your life, I'll catch you on the flip side. Karma's a bitch, I can't wait. I'll catch you on the flip side. Don't try, don't try, don't you lie. You lie.
Third. Savage has left the building.
Let's go! The Taco Showdown! Oh, let's get serious. Standing on her feet. Carly lied to me. She's a fast eater. This is just like the Nathan's Hot Dog Challenge on Coney Island, but with tacos. And with less tacos.
Oh, I want to crush them.
Oh, we might be here all day. You guys would have all lost last night. The guy ate him in like 30 seconds, I swear to God. All right, I see some progress happening down here on the end. Oh, John's getting through it.
Using the selfie camera is always the easiest way to capture video of yourself, but I do want to give you an idea of the difference between the selfie cameras and the rear cameras on these two devices in daylight conditions. So I'm going to flip things around to the ultra-wide camera and then the main sensor on the back of these phones to give you an idea of how much different it is capturing video from the selfie camera. Let's take a look. And here we go with the ultra-wide cameras on the back of both of these devices. Now this is going to be the easiest one to use just because it's a little bit wider, being able to frame yourself a little bit better. If you have somebody else in the shot, you're able to get them in there too. Let's switch over to that main sensor as well. It's going to be a little bit better just because the sensor is larger, but you also get that shallower depth of field that looks a little bit more cinematic. Let's take a look. And this here's the switch to that main sensor. As you can see, there is a little bit more of a background blur to everything that's behind me. If you want something that gives you a little bit more separation from your foreground to the background, this is going to be the best sensor for that. But also you get better dynamic range here. Not sure what you can see with some of the clouds in the background with them being blown out or not blown out with both of these. Let me know what you think, which one does a better job. gotten dark, it's time to test out the low light capabilities of these two devices, starting off with the selfie cameras, of course. As you can see from both of these, I think the Pixel is coming out ahead here. Oppo isn't really well known for having great selfie cameras, so this is definitely not a surprise here. But if you want to take the best video possible, you should always use the rear cameras, which I'm going to show you right now. And here to give you a look at video capture in low light situations from both of these devices, starting off with the ultra wide camera. I'm then going to bump into that main sensor, which is always going to be the best one for capturing photos and videos, especially at nighttime. But of course, we have zoom capabilities on both of these. I'm going to go to 2x digital zoom on the Pixel and 3x on the Oppo, just because we have two periscope telephoto cameras on this device, and then bumping in all the way to 6 and 5 on the respective devices, getting in as close as possible to the subjects without using digital zoom on that main telephoto camera. Here's another look at video from the selfie camera, mainly as a comparison now, because we're going to be doing a flip around to the ultra wide and also the main sensors on the back of the phone, just to show you how much better those are for capturing video in low light situations. And first up, we have the ultra wide cameras on the back of these phones, which should be a little bit better than what you get out of those selfie cameras, especially for the Oppo. Honestly, that selfie camera on that device isn't really that good. So if you can't find a way to use the ultra wide as opposed to that selfie camera, it's always going to be better video. But now let's take a look at that main sensor to see how much better that one actually is. And then finally, as promised, looking at that main sensor on the back of both of these phones. As you can see, there's a whole lot more detail when using this as opposed to the selfie camera and also that ultra wide. Just how much larger this sensor is allows so much more light, but also you get that shallower depth of field with that separation between the foreground and the background. Helps you focus on what's in front of the camera as opposed to distractions behind it. And that's going to do it for this camera comparison between the Pixel 10 Pro and the Oppo Find X8 Ultra. Let me know what you think of the results in this camera comparison and which device you'd rather use on a day-to-day basis for your photos and videos. And if you want to see more camera comparisons with the Pixel 10 Pro, be sure to check out these links right over here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.